I've probably thought about a million different ways to start this video. How can I approach the Mark I from Arcturus? A different angle, a different way to approach it, a different way to start talking about this particular gun in a way that is compelling. Now, let me date myself a little bit. I've been playing Airsoft one form or another since I was 13. I'm currently 38 years old. Anyways, when I used to play as a kid, something that I would consider a starting package or a starter gun would be something that was like a Springer or something you put AA batteries in. Far from something like this. Full. Being in our hobby long enough to see innovation skyrocket, then you see something like this, very, very well equipped AEG being considered a beginner or a starter airsoft gun really makes you pause and think a little bit. So instead of attacking the Arcturus Mark I from the guise of maybe you're new to airsoft or starting, I'm gonna come at it from a different point of view. An often forgotten group of people. People who are returning to the hobby, the returning player. Airsoft has been around for a long time, longer than I've been alive. Wow, I'm really outing myself here with all the age jokes. And so Airsoft, as we know today, is a culmination of decades of innovation and improvement, from using bicycle pumps filling your gas tanks, to the OG V2 gearbox, to PTWs with their cylinders, to advanced gas and even electronic recoil systems, all the way to advanced wireless technology and programmable firing modes. A lot has changed for anyone who has stepped away from the hobby and came back. During my travels, I always meet interesting people when I'm out and about, mixing it up with you guys. A lot of people come up to me and say, I used to play back in the day, but now I stepped away, but I love coming back to see what is being innovated in our space. And it must be pretty awesome, to think about it. It must be like jumping into a time machine. And then you travel to the future and then you see how airsoft has changed. I mean, when I used to play, the coolest thing for me was dual sector gears and high speed motors. Now you can program into any kind of burst firing mode, binary triggers, programmable gearboxes and MOSFETs and electronics. I mean, this was like a dream for us when I started getting really serious into airsoft. Taking a look at the Mark I, it's a very attractive gun. It has all the modern fixings, such as an M-LOK rail, flip-up front and rear sights, and a slick polymer magazine that comes with. Now that I mentioned this is a great gun for returning players, let me preface this. I'm talking about the person who has played a significant amount of time before, maybe stepped away because of life or work, or maybe even had some kids, and are stepping back into the hobby, not trying to dive nose first right into the deep end, but they want to feel things out. They want to have a taste of what's out there. And if you think about that being the person and you're stepping into these shoes, it is very easy to imagine why this is an amazing package for said player. So that means a returning player already knows what they want, probably has some gear left, probably has some leftover magazines, maybe an old AEG or two that needs to be dusted off. So when you look at everything that this has, you don't have to commit a whole lot of extra money to being able to get out there and compete right away, right out of the box, because everything is pretty modernized. Taking a closer look at the rifle, it features a lot of Arcturus design language. Subtle details that give it extra flair, but don't distract. The A on the handguard, the angular designs on the dust cover, and patterns on the magazines. It all leads to the overall aesthetic of the gun. The gun itself, it is polymer, but don't worry, this is not the polymer of yesteryear, or even when I was a young player. This is very robust, and at a glance, it almost looks like it's metal. But no, it is actually a lightweight polymer that doesn't flex. Even if I press it really hard, It doesn't feel like it wants to break, and it doesn't feel brittle or fragile. In addition to pretty solid externals, the internals are pretty good too. It features a version 2 hybrid optical trigger with a quick change spring system. The gears are 18.1 ratio. It is fully programmable to semi-auto 2-round bursts, 3-round bursts, binary, full auto, and of course, safety. The hop-up is the reinforced polymer precision rotary hop-up from Arcturus themselves. Finally, the gun even comes with 2 springs, 400 FPS for their outdoor spring and 350 FPS for their indoor spring. Being an M4 pattern AEG and a version 2 gearbox, that means a lot of other standard parts will work with this gun too. So if you even decide to use this as a donor gun or a bed to build upon, you can absolutely do so with, of course, accessories and upgrade parts from, these guys. For many of us that are around Airsoft, a lot of times we look at the features I just talked about as pretty standard. But remember, the person that we have in mind, not a beginner that is gonna go wow, but more so the returning player that probably, again, wants to test the waters. He already knows what he's looking at. He already knows what he wants. Without having to commit to a whole lot of extra money, well, I guess what really makes sense is less of me talking, more shooting. So let's get on it. Here we are, like I said, more shooting, less of me talking, but I gotta talk a little bit more. Anyways, I'm at 15 yards, I have a target down range. Got the Mark 1, we found the hop up. All right, so what are we gonna do? I'm gonna take 10 shots, center mass at the number 3 target, and we're gonna see how well this gun shoots. Now, more shooting, less talking. At 15 yards, the results speak for themselves. Look at this, center mass, tight grouping, got a little bit of a spread here and up here. This was 100% on me, but what do you do, right? I'm not perfect. I try, but I'm not perfect. But not bad, 15 yards. Now I'm gonna do a full auto test. I feel like when you shoot an AEG, you wanna go automatic. We're gonna see the rate of fire as well as the spread when you shoot this thing on full auto. I'm going to shoot at the number 1 target, and let's see what the spread looks like. Here we go. In Airsoft, when you shoot full auto, especially with an AEG, and you want to use it as a support weapon, you want a little bit of a cone, a little bit of a bloom. With that said, at 10 yards, this is very good. Quite tight, everything kind of landed right inside the gray and really shredded the center zone of this area. What can I say? It's a pretty tight shooting gun.
A lot of people say AEGs are like a dime a dozen. You shot one, you shot them all, especially some of the newer ones. But for returning players, I just want to let you guys know that, guys, this trigger is very responsive. Let's see some double taps. With this one, what I really want to highlight is just how light it is. And I feel like Arcturus put a lot of care in how they made the tight tolerances in the hop up. The inner barrel's got to be pretty good. As we can see from our accuracy test, was not bad at all. Coming from an era where I still remember there was lag when you would shoot semi-auto with an AEG, this one, very good. Check this out again. Very good. The switches are very positive. They click into place very nicely. I love that positive click. Semi-auto again. Full. Very good. Very responsive. I feel like the full auto on this thing is not some fire hose where you shoot it and it's like a laser. This one actually has a bit of control. The semi-automatic trigger is very smooth. Check this out. Very responsive, I have to say. This is not the polymer of yesteryear. Like I was saying earlier in the video, you don't feel like it's cheap. It does feel like it's solid, it's in your hand, but it doesn't feel too heavy. So you can take this on a milsim game and it still makes sense.
The Arcturus starter set here is a great airsoft gun for starters. Yes, it's relatively inexpensive, looks modern, and comes with everything you need to start playing airsoft. But let's take a moment and remove ourselves from airsoft and look at a different hobby, gaming. I play a game called Destiny 2, and every now and then they always want to address the returning players, giving them bonuses and added benefits to help them get caught up. And in many ways, I see this gun from Arcturus in the same way. So being a constantly returning Destiny 2 player, I feel a sense of gratefulness to Bungie when they always feel like they need to address players like us. They want to help us out to give us an incentive to come back and play the game. And in this way, when I look at the Arcturus Mark II as someone that, okay, I work in this space, but someone that likes to on time and time come back and play and maybe do a little bit of shopping myself. It feels good to know that there are manufacturers out there that are making these guns not in a cheap way or in a way that is just like, well, you're a beginner, so just take this and maybe later you get something else. Me as someone that takes airsoft seriously, I can take this gun and I can go to a milsim game, I can go to my local field, and I won't feel like I'm playing catch up. And that's why I think this particular one from Arcturus is a fantastic option if you are a returning player, and of course, if you're a starting player. But hey, enough about what I think. Let me know what you guys think. Tell me in the comment section below, and hey, maybe we'll get some more cool stuff from Arcturus, huh? Have you watched my last video? Hey, check that video out, of course, in the pop-ups. I want to thank once again Genesis Impact Sports for having me here, allowing me to use their range, and if you're in the area, don't forget to check them out. Have a good one, guys.